Hello and a very, very warm welcome to ARL's Sunday Realistic Tier, the brand new league in effect in ARL where we take realistic car performance and kind of reverse the pace order. So, the slower drivers can have a go in the quicker cars, and all in all, it really will make for a truly exciting championship across the next 6 weeks. And we already had one race yesterday, our Saturday tier, and that was won by my co-commentator for today, LSJ Rundle. Congratulations to you. Maybe you might want to describe just what it was like, because yeah, obviously this series is stirring up a whole lot of questions, because nobody really knows what can happen from race to race.
Yeah, it's totally unpredictable, very intense when you're in the cockpit. The fine margins we had in this session, Q2, the top two spots covered by, it was 4 thousandths of a second. So really close in totally different cars. One was a Racing Point, one was a Renault, and then going into Q3, the weather shook everything up. So basically, there's no form book. Even the top guys in Tier 1, they're going to struggle in those Williams in the Alpha, and they're going to be really hard pressed to find the lap time. The guys in Tier 4, in the Mercedes, the Red Bulls, they're going to be struggling because, they're not quite as fast as these other guys. DRS has just been enabled, so it'll be interesting to see if everyone on the Inters comes in for softs. You would imagine they would. But yeah, there's no form book. Anyone can win. Really fun, and I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah, indeed. And if you're wondering why we're in Q2 already, that's because 15 drivers were in attendance. So we just made sure that everyone retired. The only person that did actually settle up was QBR20 Joe. It was just, I just think there was a little bit of uncertainty about what would happen if everyone just retired. So yeah, he just did a lap to test us. That's why we are running slightly A, late, and B, early. You can interpret that whichever way you like. But yeah, people will of course hop onto the softs in the next couple of moments. But I guess it's a great opportunity now to talk about the team chart, because obviously it differs from Saturdays. This is not the same, although you might see some reoccurrence between Saturday and Sunday drivers that do attend. But yeah, in the Mercedes we have Boy Lewis and the Hazard NFO, kind of reflecting our slowest lineup from the ARL Season 4 pace. And then in the Red Bull, Boy Jake and Burning Man. In the Racing Point, we have Florian Foley and Raptor. In the McLaren, Gogglesaw 390 and QBR20 Joe. In the Ferrari, Cole Kyogre, actually no, that's incorrect. FRT Surfy should be there, and JSE Graham. In the Renault, Matty Mumu, GSR Patriot. In the AlphaTauri, Expilo and Atlantis. In the Alfa Romeo, Mr. Boca. And for today, TRT Deluxe, but it'd usually be TRT Seed. In the Haas, ABS Java and SV Tax. And then our Williams pairing of Axe and LMG. Season 4 teammates, of course.
Yeah,
Not teammates, Season 4 rivals, I should say.
yeah.
Yeah.
What made me exclaim whilst you're going through that was LMG clobbering the wall, took off some front wing. We are running full damage, so very little room to hide. But yeah, that's he got away with it. Still got 4 wheels on his wagon, so he's just come into the pit lane to put on some slick tyres. Only time so far on the Inters, Atlantis top of the table with a 120.0, but I would imagine it's going to get a lot faster.
Yes, of course, as we should be getting below the 1 minute 10s at this stage as the track dries up. I mean, some drivers start there on Inters, but you'll notice now the majority, if I put it on the fitted tyres, are actually on the softs. Just referring there to Boy Jake, who did just complete an invalid lap. I'm really shocked that he hasn't pitted. I don't think he has realised it is time for the slick tyres. That could catch him out It's good to get on the tyres early. A lap with Expelo then. Into turn 1 he goes. A tier 2 champion, of course, racing the AlphaTauri. He knows a lot about these realistic cars and how they differ. So expect him to be the knowledgeable one of this championship. And that could play as a little bit of an advantage, because he'll kind of know, his rival's weak points if he gets into a competitive phase, and yeah, that could become really good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be honest, there's damage there for the Mercedes of Hazard. So he is on a purple first sector, provisionally, but I would imagine with that damage he's not going to threaten the top time set by Florian. So yeah, you really have to look out. What we saw in the session yesterday was the middle tier guys, so tier 2, top of tier 3, in their midfield cars. They can really threaten the top guys in the dry, purely because, yeah, they're really quick and they've got the car to do the job. As a McLaren goes top, so that's timely, a 12.9. So yeah, the big guys to watch out for are the tier 2, tier 3 drivers in the midfield cars. So Explo, he's one of them, and yeah, like you say, one to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. We had Gogglesor going to the top of the timesheets. He won the last race of the season in Tier 3 at Brazil. Another one to look out for as well, Matti Mumu, who has had his fair share of Tier 1 appearances, as well as being full-time in Tier 2. In the Renault as well, probably the midfield, like, very midfield car. So yeah, Matty could be certainly one to watch as well. We have Graham there in the Ferrari. He made an appearance yesterday. Wasn't quite appearing on the podium, however. That was also occupied by Polo God and F1 driver it was in the Alfa Romeo and Williams. So, it is not going to be uncommon to see slow realistic cars on the podium. That's why this championship is really anyone's game. We have Burning Man to the top of the timesheets with a 111.5 in the Red Bull. That could be very, very encouraging for him. But the times are going to tumble down very soon. Track limit seems to be catching a lot of people out as well. You've got the chicane, the Wall of Champions, even just the entire middle sector, which is occupied by chicanes as well. Matti Mumu goes to the top with a 10-0, so
it's a substantial banker.
Point proven.
Yeah, very, very good lap. A target for them to beat, for sure. So, yeah, track limits like you just touched on. There was only one driver yesterday, if you didn't follow us. One driver didn't get a penalty, and that was F1 driver in the Williams. And in the end, they actually gave him the podium through that pure consistency, a very good drive to avoid, picking up a penalty. It's so easily done around here, especially in the conditions we had, torrential downpour. And he kept it clean, so it's important for these guys to watch out for limits, and yeah, it can boost them up a couple of places at the end. We only had one disqualification, which was Rice in the Mercedes, so can be done. But yeah, track limits going to cause an issue. I think Matty is on an in-lap. Yes, he is. Axe on the mediums. This will be interesting.
Yeah, so he'll be hoping he can sneak into that top 10 on the medium tyres in a Williams.
Just invalidated.
Oh yeah, you're right. It would still be impressive, even though he is one of the quicker drivers, to get into Q3 with the medium tyres, although that might just now be out the window and he's going to have to probably go full send, if you like, on the soft tyres, just to make sure he's in there. Can't make a soft strategy work, you're just a bit more flexible with the medium tyres, I guess. But SV Tax is next across the line. Currently we have 7 lap time set. Tax makes it the 8th lap on the medium tyres, does a 10.5, but remember, some of these soft lap times were set when the track was still drying and there's still an awful lot of pace in them. Likes of Florian again on a lap, but sadly has fallen victim of an invalidation. Y-Boy Jake actually popped up to second place in the Red Bull with a 1 minute 10.2. So I reckon he's slightly on the cusp of elimination. You know, you want to be getting a really low 10, high 9, mid 9 to solidify your place, but obviously we don't really have engineers to discuss a cut-off point with like they would in a usual broadcast with say Christian Horner or someone when Alex Albon struggled to get out of Q2, but this isn't the same. Rundle will be back for qualifying 3, so no worries, we will continue as normal, but we'll be back for the best of the bunch. But we still have an elimination battle. The sun pokes out here, and we've got Burning Man starting a lap. The only person on a flying lap at the moment is the Hazard NFO. He is valid, and he doesn't have a banker, so we won't be able to compare his pace with the previous best. Into the final corner, his black liveried Mercedes, just taking it cautiously in 4th gear there. Little bit of wheel spin on the exit, and the Hazard NFO crosses the line to do a 1 minute 9.7, and that is what the Mercedes power can give to a driver. Maybe not a favourite at all. TRT Deluxe next to start a lap. LMG has already started one. It is still a very big challenge in the Williams. Sometimes you can overstep the limits. LMG is used to racing at the highest level in esports competitions. Tier 1 champion as well. Taking part, and of course getting the slowest of the bunch, because that is how this series works. That is why so many people wanted it. Matty Mumu has retired. He thinks he's safe. There's still a lot of drivers to set a lap. Y-Boy Jake has got up to P2 at the moment. We're still on board with FRA LMG as he makes his way through the hairpin. See how committed he can be through the final chicane. Braking just after the 100-metre board, a lot of inside curb. Oh, he spun, he's around! And this could be him knocked out in Q2. He has spun and lost the car at the final corner. And FRA LMG is in big trouble as JSE Graham goes to the top. LMG now in the drop zone as TRT Deluxe moves up into 4th place. No pressure then. Expilo next across the line and does a 1 minute 11.1. I don't think that was a big push lap. Remember, the bottom 5 get eliminated. Gogglesaw about to start a lap. Who else have we got at the moment? Y-Boy Lewis. This could be him out of qualifying. He's not going to get another lap. Axe now on the medium tyres. It's taking the gamble. The Hazard NFO is retired. He can do no more. So could be about to get knocked out in the Mercedes. Y-Boy Lewis is retired as well. So that's both Mercs at risk here of being knocked out of Q2. See Axe's first sector. 19.8. Remember, he's on the medium tyres. Still can be a very good qualifying tyre if you can extract everything from the lap. No invalidation at one of the most common points on the circuit to do so. Left kick, he brakes hard in a straight line. Rotates nicely through the hairpin. You can just visibly notice the difference. It looks like QBR20 Joe was about to give him a slipstream, but I don't think that's entirely gone to plan. Can Axe knock the Hazard NFO out? Oh, but Goggles already has. He actually goes 4th, so it is going to be Axe. Can he knock him out? No, he stays 11th. Both Williams Tier 1 drivers are going to be knocked out, and SV Tax next across the line goes 6th fastest. So the drivers knocked out in Q2 are Burning Man, Axe F1, Florian Foley, FRA LMG, and Y Boy Lewis. One Merc, 2 Williams, a Red Bull in there as well.
What a tight session.
It is. Welcome back.
Welcome, yeah. Hi.
The 10th between Graham and Atlantis, setting up a very nice Q3 session. Oh no, sorry, the Hazard is knocked out because there are only 15. So it eliminated the bottom 6. Interesting. I'm not quite sure why it does that. I don't know. Maybe just something it has to do. But yeah, your thoughts on the some of the eliminations we've seen. Obviously, LMG, Axe. Axe gambled on the mediums there. In Boca, it's a bit late, isn't it?
Yeah, he won't be able to.
It'll put him in a random car.
Yeah, we'll put him in. Let
surely.
me think about who's in. Oh, did Hazard crash?
He must have done on track.
Then he won't be able to take part
right.
in Q3.
I didn't actually see him crash, so I just assumed it was a retirement on track. Yeah, that's right. I set a 9.7 and I'm somehow out. So yeah, he can't continue in qualifying because he's crashed the car.
Should we get a victim of Q2 out into the interview room?
Yes. Should we grab Burning Man?
I feel like you want an invite.
Yeah, let's get in Burning Man here while we observe the outlaps, I should say. 12 minutes in this qualifying 3 session, which will not be interrupted by any red flags, because in the F1 game there is no red flags. Hello, Burning Man.
Make sure you include your audio.
If you want to include your audio.
Hello.
I mean, you were close.
Yeah. Got cheated out of it.
Cheated out of it.
Because of Hazard crashing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not the way it goes. But anyway, I suppose you've just got to now focus on the race. You've got a good race car, I can tell you that, in a Red Bull. So, what are your ambitions? Because if you don't have a good one-lap pace, so be it. You've just got to make it up in the race. So, yeah, what are your expectations?
Well, I know I'm faster in race than quali, so I'm hoping that I'd be good in race. So, maybe points? Probably not a podium.
How you go about your strategy? Because you've got a free choice of tyre. So, have any of the guys told you what a good option would be?
Oh, did you just see Y-Boy Jake?
Oh my word, yeah.
Oh my god, there's a huge crash on the
yeah,
the back
Deluxe and
straight.
Y-Boy Jake. I was watching Jake right as it happened.
I had a long shot there down the straight, but Y-Boy Jake will take no further part in this Q3 session.
Yeah, eliminated in the first minute.
Eliminated. So we'll likely start this race from 9th place. Boca is in. I didn't actually check.
I've invited him, but we'll see what car he gets.
Okay.
He said he'd go no setup, but we'll see.
Okay, there are a couple drivers on no setup.
More cars,
I think Hazard was one of them.
Yeah, more cars is more crashing, which is good for us. So we'll see.
Entertainment at its finest. Everyone now on a flying lap. Let's get the lap data up and the telemetry, because that wasn't up for some reason as it reset into Q3.
Oh,
Y-Boy Jake has left.
What the hell?
No.
Anyway, I'm gonna hopefully get points.
Yeah,
maybe
sorry
a
about your
podium, who
teammate.
knows?
Yeah,
Nah,
best
it's
of
cool.
luck.
Alright, see ya.
Right.
Let's try and invite Jake back, because
Yeah,
I'm not entirely sure why he left.
That's an odd one. It's a top running car
Matty
in
sets the best
Q3 as well, so he could have really
Yeah, it's not over
challenged
for
the
him.
guys at the top. Yeah.
Gogglesaw is invalidated at the final corner, so he will not get a banker lap. Well, he'll have the delta by completing the lap of a 1 minute 9.4, which would have put him around Graham. We'll never know how much time he actually gained or lost from the invalidation. It did look like more of a cut on that inside. Expilo next to cross the line and go second place with a 9.4. So it seems a lot of drivers are around the area, with Matty bossing the field so far.
Let's get Jake back in. I've sent him another invite just in case. Apparently he disconnected. So look at that, 9-4
Oh, right, yeah.
with both Graham and Expilo. It's promising for a close session. Matty setting the pace again. Dry session as well, so no wet weather to assist. No Williams in this session.
In 2014, that would have been quite disastrous.
Yeah.
The team competing for podiums a lot at the start of the turbo hybrid era, but
they were competing for the win that year.
The wall.
They almost won that race.
Yes, of course, you're right.
Alas, Daniel Ricciardo, first win of his career.
Indeed, and 6 more followed? What, 7 or 8 wins? I don't know. It's been a while. 2018 Monaco Grand Prix was Daniel Ricciardo's last win. And today, in the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, marked the first Red Bull second driver, if you like, win since then. Joe crosses line, it's a 10.9 that clonked with the wall, cost him a lot of time. TRT Deluxe is purple in the first sector. He avoids the wall, gets it down into third gear. Just give that bite at the front end of the car. It's a good hairpin as well. Stays away from that inside curb, but gets a very nice rotation and an exit as well. And the DRS open now. Top speed varies between these cars, so setup does make all the difference as he reaches a top speed of about 203 miles an hour before braking into the final chicane. He hits the wall, and that is from wing damage. He will get away with it and be able to complete the lap and maybe get another one. It is a 9.7 for TRT Deluxe.
I think we've got tax on a lap. It is valid. Going through towards the final sector of the lap. A little twitch out of the chicane. See what the time is. It's a 41.5. So a decent middle sector. We'll see the launch out of the hairpin. Not too bad at all in the Haas. So we'll see what sort of time this is. I would imagine it's going to be around a mid 9 point something. Oh, Christ, almost Kevin Magnussen's it.
Yeah, in the same, well, not the same Haas, but a Haas that he drove. He's 6th at the moment for SV Tax with a 9.9.
Somehow Saturday has been cleaner than Sunday so far. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
Everyone in the pit lane in the interim phase between the two runs. Is Deluxe returning to the pit box. So he has got a 5-place grid penalty, I believe. So, yeah, Deluxe collision with Y-Boy Jake, grid penalty.
Yes, that'll be 5 place.
5 place plus.
So wherever he's...
Did he have another one for Hazard as well? Has he got 10 places?
Does it show? It only shows Q3 for the incidents at the moment.
I think he might have 10 place.
That will drop him basically plumb last unless he finds a couple more positions with a better lap time. Everyone now in the garage and preparing for the final runs. Someone's headed out nice and early. That will be Expilo. So he's not going to faff around with traffic. He's just going to get straight out there, set himself up for a flying lap.
Now we've got a Ferrari of Graham emerging, the number 27 car. It's very Jacques Villeneuve. Oh, Jacques. Gilles, the good one. Right.
Gilles, the good one.
Saying that, Jacques is the world champion of the pair. So.
Good point.
Yeah. Right. Number 27 Ferrari looking amazing. And on circuit again. Following Expilo out, the rest of them staying in the pit lane a little longer.
Takes the Sebastian Vettel route through there. We all know what that means. Still a very controversial moment to this day. So here we go then with a lap with Expilo. How about you take us through it?
Absolutely. Yeah. So. Here we go then into turn 1, braking heavy, cutting across the inside, down to second gear for the inside, short shifting up to third, finding the traction on the outside and moving towards Sebastian Vettel corner, downhill, off camber, tricky corner to not cut and hit the wall very nicely there. That's sector 1 already done. It's a 19.3, an improvement on his last. Cut across here in third gear, then up to fourth, try and find the traction, very difficult. Got a car to the right. Matty gets out of his way, under the bridge, brake under the shadow, across, don't cut, loses the back end, saves it. Wow, I don't think he's been improving on his time. He might have to have a mega. Wow, that was a mega sector. Still improved with the slide, 3/10 up through the hairpin, and it's flat now all the way down to the chicane. The Wall of Champions ready to greet him. Of course, he is a champion, so maybe it will catch him out. Let's find out. Heavy braking down to fourth gear, short shift up to fifth. No, he holds it in fourth, and DRS to the line. Just about.
14 corners of Canada. Oh, it's first.
Very close.
1 minute 9.1. There was still more time in that lap as well, and I'm sure he knows it. I think he's going again. Mind you, yeah, I think he is going again at the moment. Let's watch Graham, because he's had great pace. He's already done a race from yesterday, jumps in the Ferrari today, he's up on his lap time, and it could well be enough if, through turn 13 and 14, the notorious chicane just about gets it right. Little bit of a slow exit as he comes to the line now. Could it be pole? No, it's not. It's 1 minute 9.268. There was an opportunity to go again, but I think he might hold back on that. Who else have we got at the moment? Atlantis starting a flying lap. Then we've got a McLaren next of QBR20 Joe, who has invalidated. Then it's another AlphaTauri of Expilo, who is also invalidated. I think was intended to be another push lap. So his pole position to beat at the moment. Matty Mumu as well, heading down into the chicane. Oh, lot of inside curb. It's valid, and this seems to be a very, very tidy lap, and it is pole by 0.003 of a second, and that is just how close it can get. Provisional pole for Matty Mumu at the moment, but still,
Atlantis improving.
That can go and beat that.
He's got a bit of traffic
Tax
though.
next across the line. All right, that is at the hairpin. SV Tax next across the line. It's fourth place, second row at the moment. 1 minute 9.6. Next up will be TRT Deluxe. Remember, he has a 5-place grid penalty, as confirmed by him in the chat. Ooh, just brushing the wall there, but gets away with it and comes up to the line now and goes on to the second row himself. Next across the line is Atlantis. It's the second row for him as well, and that is going to be the order, with Matty Mumu taking pole over Expilo by 0.003 of a second. Rundle, wow.
There's no reaction for that. That is phenomenal. Trading places to steal it by that slimmer margin. Just brilliant from Matty. Expilo, I think there was time on the table. He knows there was. And that second... Did he do a second run? No,
I think he tried.
He tried, but he didn't
improve. He was in hot lap.
Yeah.
I think he invalidated, so...
Yeah, I think he'll know there was more time in that, and he's thrown away the pole. But of course, the points are earned in the race, so he'll go again and see if he can beat Matty later on. So that's the order of the top 9. Unfortunately, Hazard, he was in the top 10 but didn't get set a lap because he retired in Q2. Deluxe dropping down to P10, so that promotes Hazard up to 9th.
Yeah.
So yeah, and two people without a time. The Red Bull of Jake obviously being taken out on his outlap, and then Goggle, I don't think he hooked it all up together.
Yeah, and that is qualifying completed. Congratulations to Matty. This Renault wink wink is seeming a little bit overpowered. Based on Rundle's victory yesterday and the Matty Moo pole today. But nothing is for certain. You've got the Williams guys charging through the back on from the back on an alternate strategy. And yeah, this really could be anyone's game. We'll have to see about Mr. Boker. What car is he in? I don't know at the minute. Can I press race director? He is in the Ferrari.
Wow. LMG is...
What on earth is that?
That's a good strategy, that, the zero stop.
Jeff on a madness. Time to do. This game. Wow. In chase cam as well. What do?
There's no real solution to that.
Thing is, he can't pick his strategy or his fuel.
I've never seen
if he
anything
gets in
like
the race,
that.
it's not enough to really warrant a restart. He's just got to kind of go with what he gets, unfortunately. I think we're okay. Florian is the last one to load in here. So NMG is fine, as a fine, at the moment. Right.
Oh, well, we're
Formation
away.
lap
Yeah.
is now underway.
Is LMG away?
I think so.
Oh, yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yeah, all good. Oh, no, his AI is driving. Nice. So Boca has been put in the Ferrari.
The game is controlling his car.
I'll
Oh
get
dear.
an invite ready for him. See
Yes,
if
if
he
you could
backs
do
out.
that. That could be the best option. Because now it's just AI anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
He's ghosted. Thanks for inviting me.
Did I invite you?
I really needed that. You invited me.
Ah. Why has it done that? Did I invite Party instead?
You must have done.
I can't invite to game. Why can't I?
Bear with. I can do it. Right, done. Hopefully that should go through.
Right.
Let's join back now. It's got quite a limited time to get back in before the very start of the race. But hopefully you can participate. We've got a crash. I just saw an Alfa Romeo in the wall, and that means it's TRT Deluxe who is spinning round the correct way down the straight. So grid forms up now.
Looks like it was a 10
Deluxe
place
take
penalty.
his time.
And
Yes,
yeah,
must have been
P15.
Mm-hmm.
Got his work cut out in that Alfa Romeo then. Good driver though, that's why he's in that car. So we'll see what he can achieve. I'm not sure what Boca will try and do, but I think he might just bring it back to the pit lane.
Yes,
Right.
I think that
Final car taking its
he's at
place.
the back. We'll see if LMG is in. It's kind of glitched out the standings a little for now, but the 5 red lights are coming on ahead of 35 laps of the first Sunday realistic Canadian Grand Prix. About that. That could be an issue. I don't think we're going anywhere at this moment in time.
Oh,
They're revving it up now. Finally, we are go. It's lights out and away we go. Good getaway there from Matti Mumu. It's not, because Expilo has got the jump on him around the outside. Very nicely done. The Ferrari tucks in third. That's JSC Graham. We've got the Haas of SV Tax there around the outside of the McLaren of QBR 20 Joe. Matti Mumu is down to third place as Graham gets the jump on him.
Good yellows in 6
And here he goes then.
Williams. And Graham ahead of Matty now, up to P4. So down to P4, Graham up to P3.
LMG is in a low power mode. LMG is gone. He's had to... That is incredibly bizarre.
Oh, I've got him.
Thank you. Atlantis J20 tucking into 5th place. Do take into account the absolute mare that is going on with the game at the moment. It's really unlucky for LMG.
Oh, it's 3 wide in the background between Deluxe, Hazard, Axe. Boca's in there as well, he's in the mix.
Yeah, and Boca should ideally be retiring at the end of this first lap, and he has come in to do so.
So Expilo does lead. Matty gets past Graham. Oh, the wheel-to-wheel rubbing through turn 2.
Gonna keep it in there. Bit of sliding on the curb, so he just gets pinched there. Was about a car's width, but okay. Sorry, Graham late on the brakes there, just trying to keep the pressure on because it's a long race. On lap 2 of 35, the laps can go by quite quickly, especially in the drier conditions. My boy Jake in 7th at the moment. Just the nightmare that's going on in the game. We have yellow flags in the final sector. I think that's
that is just,
LMG's car.
LMG, yeah.
Atlantis being passed there by SV Tax. They're separated by about a 1/10 of a second as they come down towards turn 13, the chicane. Got to be cautious through the opening laps. Speedo with the fastest lap. Matti Mumu with the fastest lap. Is LMG back in?
I think he's in. He's definitely in the car. But I think he's stuck in low fuel.
He's still got a low power mode.
Low power.
Low fuel mode, yeah.
As realistically,
it's really
is a Williams.
I didn't know they were that unreliable.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, George Russell knows all about unreliability today. Jeez. Had everything.
Yeah.
Right, back to the action on track. Matty with DRS, of course, that's now enabled. We are on lap 3, hunting down Expilo. Graham in the wheel tracks of the Renault. Yellow's ahead, that's of course LMG. Hazard is the first penalty picker-upper of the day. There's 2 McLarens looking racy.
Indeed, these two partnered each other, Gogglesaw and Joe, for the last race of the Tier 3 season, where they took a 1-2 for Haas. There's quite a big train going on down here, as common of Canada. Axe F1, as they all pass LMG back into their usual position. The Hazard LFO tucking behind Gogglesaw. Might have picked up a warning, because that inside curb at the final corner. Atlantis are on taps.
Yeah, just slipstreamed past.
The move done.
Very nicely done, but made before the corner even hit the pair. So that's a great move from Atlantis, moving him up into top 4 spot. There's nothing to separate the top 3 though. And actually, to be honest, the rest of the field is incredibly close. Goggle looking for a move on Joe now. Got yellows in
Still that
sector
yellow
1.
flag going on.
Yep. Goggle thinking about moving to the third chicane. Joe's almost lost it. And Goggle's going to get past him now. And I think he's now under threat. No, he's not under threat from Hazard, but he has been passed by his teammate.
Swap position for the McLaren drivers, who I'm hoping, as a solid midfield car, that they can get themselves high up the order. But at the moment, it is Expilo that leads ahead of Matty Mumu, JSE Graham. 3 Tier 2 drivers from last season, ahead of another Tier 2 driver from last season, Atlantis J20. SV Tex, our highest Season 4 Tier 1 driver.
Trying to ascertain what exactly has happened, if he's still stuck in low fuel mode. I imagine he is, because he's circulating minutes off the pace, to be honest.
Yeah, he's only doing 120 miles an hour down the back straight. I mean, that is not something you can race with.
Tax has made a mistake.
Unless
He's jumped the chicane. Takes out the bollard for good measure.
My boy Jake is just a little bit closer to him. Might get the help of DRS. It is quite early on there, that detection point, so I think that will be a no, if that was a question. Oh, Deluxe has got a good exit versus Axe F1, who now runs in the points on the medium tyres, the highest runner of anyone on an alternate strategy. Slipstream the Hazard NFO, who is closing up to QBR Joe, QBR20 Joe. I'll just say QBR Joe, it's so much easier. Just the idiots decided to put a 20 in their name. If there's any QBR people watching, I didn't mean that. Don't take any offence, but
the quarantine boys are
anyway.
going to beat you up.
Quarantine. Sounds like a gang.
It does. It is the new boy band. Right.
Boy band.
Right.
Oh, Hazard.
Come on, Hazard. Hazard picking
Got
up the
another
penalty. Jake in 6th. He's under pressure from Goggle now that Goggle's cleared his teammate. So maybe a change for position down the DRS back straight. I think they're coming up to negotiate LMG a second time.
Axe has got nice grip at the moment. Hazard just struggling with both track limits and the tyres, it seems. Closes up nicely the Williams, who gets very, very close to the wall. Saved up a lot of ERS. All of this experience is coming to help Axe, and here he goes, making a very swift overtake. Look at that ERS depletion. He's probably used about 40% on that straight, which is why he's got to be super, super careful with it.
And Hazard bails into the pit lane, but
We've got pit stops.
yeah. That's going to be the soft runners going on to mediums. That was quite impressive, actually. Axe, the slowest car on the grid, overtaking the fastest car on the grid, and now he's really up behind Joe.
Yeah, Axe really getting a move on now in the Williams.
So Graham has opted for an undercut. He is one of the top 3 that have pitted, looking to get that undercut. He's left Tax in a bit of clean air. What can he do now? So on these fresh mediums, the mediums wear very slowly and they retain pace for a very long time. This does mean a 2-stop though, Big Graham. Florian on the hards, maybe 1 stop on the cards, but not entirely sure. Axe gets past Joe into the hairpin.
I think Atlantis had an issue. I'm not too sure.
He has pit as well. He's dropped down the
White Boy
order.
Lewis has had an issue and smashes into the wall. Safety car deployed. And the safety car is out. And Expilo and Matty Mumu have been given an early Christmas present.
And LMG picks up a 5
LMG
place.
gets a penalty for that.
How has he picked up a penalty? He's a ghosted car.
Axe leads for Williams. Burning Man in second with Expilo, Matty Mumu. Coming out behind. The undercut may have failed for Graham. Due to
Yeah.
that safety car gaining them just a few seconds of time.
And he's actually lost out. Burning Man and Axe, of
Yeah.
course, not pitting. They're on the mediums. A gifted pit stop from most of the soft runners. A very opportunistic pit stop. But yeah, so Lewis actually didn't retire, did he?
No, he just smashed into
He
the
smashed
wall.
his car.
I think he's disconnected.
Now in the pit lane, getting repaired. Onto hards he goes. And that's Florian gone as well. So a bit of time to reset. Try and find out what the race picture is. LMG is getting every penalty under the sun.
Oh my god. Florian is back in the session. I think he's just trying to disqualify himself, and to be honest, I don't blame him. Make sure he doesn't hit anyone. Oh my god, there's a Mercedes coming up behind. That's the Hazard NFO coming through to lap him.
And Burning Man has picked up a 3 seconds under the safety car. That's the chicane.
Made a mistake in that chicane.
Yeah. Maybe just taken far too much speed into there. Easily done. But a mistake nonetheless. Can't wait for F1 2021 when we fix all these bugs and get a whole set of new ones.
So true. Florian is back in, and LMG is DNF'd in the pit lane. I'm surprised he didn't do that early on, but I guess you kind of got to drive to see if the issue fixes.
Yeah, I think it was just wishing and praying on a miracle, but Goggle collides with Foley. Foley's in the wall. I think that was as Foley took control of his car.
Has he hit him again?
He's just hit Tax as
well. He's
well.
lagging all over the place.
Yeah, Goggle picks up a 5 for that as well.
See, he's just got 2 5-second penalties then for
Goggle.
this happening.
Oh, he's hit.
What is going on? He's just spun Tax. Oh my god. And unsurprisingly, rage quits.
Oh yeah.
What?
I
can't tell.
Is that AI or is that?
It can't be.
And now Graham's got another one. Graham's got a collision penalty with him.
It has to be a joke.
I have no idea what's going on.
What was going on?
It's going for Matty as well.
What?
What on earth?
He's retired. All that to retire. Well done.
Well, that's... Yeah, he thinks it's game broke.
I don't know what to comment.
I have no comment for that. So, there'll be a lot of... I want to restart, but we're third of the way through.
Yeah. It's been a couple of issues. You know, either way, people will question, but... At first it was just LMG. There was no noticeable issues other than that to want to restart for 15 other drivers, but... Yeah, well, if he clipped it, you know...
Yeah, I mean, all of this could be...
his car was just... had lags.
Yeah.
Since when did lag...
Yeah.
Really strange.
Yeah, very strange.
I've not seen an incident like that.
Yeah.
I think we might go in this lap. At least I hope so, because I just want to see some more racing.
Yeah,
after that.
Oh,
there we go.
Fantastic. And we'll sort all of this out post-race. Stewards will have a few things to deal with. But yeah, as you say, we're about to get racing.
Axe will lead the field away in the Williams, followed by the Honda-powered AlphaTauri of Expilo, another Honda-powered car of Burning Man. Merc engine OP, however, keeping that Williams just about in
Just
straight line
about
speed
ahead.
contention, because
Yeah.
the drag on that thing. Here we go then. Axe is going to lead us away. Remember, no overtaking. Oh, he's caught Expilo napping a little bit there. He just loses a little bit of time. And away we go. It's lap 11 of 35 as we get this realistic race back underway. TRT Deluxe, a very nice move there on Gogglesaw.
Oh, and Goggles just hit the back of him. Lost some front wing end plate. Got
Yes, he
Atlantis
has.
going wide. And QBR Joe slicing his way through to 8, the head of Atlantis. Goggles picked up a penalty as well. Salt in the wound. But yeah, it picks up damage off of Deluxe's rear left tyre. So that's going to happen. Maybe we'll see the two McLaren swap places.
Ooh, Expilo was having a look on Axe. He got alongside the Williams. Seems to have the pace advantage at this stage. Axe on 10 lap old mediums, Expilo on 3. All of those laps coming onto the
Atlantis looking
safety
to the
car.
outside of the hairpin. Joe goes deep and he hits his teammate. He's around.
Oh, he hits his teammate.
Wow, okay, so he's
Half
used his
a round.
teammate there as a brake board and has somehow worked. Is there damage on both McLarens now? Nothing noticeable. Might have lime damage.
Could well be line. You don't really see that
Yeah.
visible damage. I am also looking forward to seeing cars limp around with floor damage on the next game. I think that will be
Oh, massive
a whole
shot.
new aspect. Safety car. White Boy Lewis is out of the race.
2 safety cars for
Ooh.
White Boy Lewis. He's really lost it. He's lost it on the exit of the Wall of Champions, sliced across to the left, and I don't know if he collected anyone else. But this is the second safety car, and it'll be interesting. Will
Expilo.
Axe... Say again?
I was going to say Expilo did take the lead.
He did.
So
Bloody hell.
yeah,
Well-
Axe might want to react to this. Same with Burning Man.
Yeah, this would be a good time for a medium pit stop and try and extend that middle stint and then go on softs at the end. But you can do about... We saw people... we saw Polo did... He only did the 2 stop, didn't he? And that was on lap... Was that lap 14? He took those softs, so the mediums all the way. So 21 laps on those mediums. They were dead, but it can be done. And I was without a safety car. And he does box. As does
Yep,
Burning
as
Man
does
as well. Yeah.
As does Burning Man. And in he comes. Then hards or mediums. You'd think mediums, but
I would imagine
hards
mediums.
are also an option.
Oh, no. Burning Man's gone for hards.
Axe has gone for softs.
Well, that's
So
aggressive.
he's going medium, soft, medium. Then.
Yeah, I mean, he will be put to the back of this
Interesting.
pack. But with a pit stop in hand,
Just a feature suggestion while we're under this safety car. We saw a lot of the old safety car through the pit lane today. That crash was on the main straight that we just saw. Yeah, and it's just been cleared up, and you know, why cars could go through the pit lane surely, but welcome to F1
yeah,
2020. Far from realistic.
far from realistic looking at that or rear wing damage implementation. It's good to have, but if you're going to do it properly in my opinion, because it's
Yeah.
it's a little bit flimsy. It looks like someone stuck PNG images of damage onto the rear wing. So
It
it's,
looks like cheese with holes.
yeah, it's not
Basically,
great,
that rear wing.
but it's something. It means you have to protect
It's
your
an
car a
improvement.
little bit more, which is always good. Goggle, not happy with Florian. Going down the Dan Tixham approach of Team Radio.
It's a shame we don't have team radio in this, because some of
Yeah.
the words that come out of people's mouths,
Oh
even
yeah,
in real life.
definite post-race investigation. So we've had one Mercedes retire with terminal damage. We've had Florian have a game-breaking bug that caused collisions with a number of drivers. We've had Tax. His AI is actually up to P9 in the points. We had
If I
Tax.
check his profile, he's probably playing
He
FIFA.
probably is. He Tax in the barrier. We've had LMG with
Oh.
fuel issues and Boca with.
Oh,
Oh, we've got some gameplay from Florian. Try and convey this to the
yeah,
audience.
I'm interested to see this as well.
So
Turn the
he's
volume down again,
in,
yeah.
in spectator mode.
So it's just crashed into everyone on spectator mode.
That is incredible. Oh.
Oh my god, that's an awful lot of lag.
That is a lot of
That is
lag.
just highlight. His car was lagging. I did see it, and then he disconnected straight away.
Oh, we are ready to go.
We are. Why boy Jake, severe collision with the hazard NFL. It's another 5-second penalty issued now. It's Expelo that will lead us away this time ahead of Matty Moombu and JSC Graham. Then comes TRT Deluxe in a good position. QBR20 Joe as well, Atlantis. All going to be very, very interesting. And Expelo will get us underway now. TRT Deluxe getting a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Here comes Joe on the right-hand side. He'll be forced to the outside here. TRT Deluxe having a little sniff on Graham as well. And Joe making contact with the Alfa Romeo. Down the inside goes Atlantis looking for the exit. Oh my god.
And Jake sails
Talking
past.
of exit, he does. And Y-Boy Jake up into P6. Very, very close to that wall on the
Is
outside.
Alex going to be able to get Hazard down into the braking zone? He's on the hards. He looks for it. There's a lock up.
He's going to have a look. Just going to be aggressive at this point.
Yeah, nothing quite there. Burning Man's actually on the back of him. So he's on the hards. The last thing Axe wants is to be overtaken here by the Red Bull. Burning Man backs out of it. Following Matty from Expelo. Matty go deep
Matty
in the
runs
headwind.
a bit deep.
Really deep there. And yeah,
And that's
Matty.
lost him an awful lot of time.
Yeah, Matty losing time there to Graham as well. Graham is going to slipstream up, but the Ferrari is so slow in a straight line. Not slow in a straight line. Jake moves to the outside.
Oh, Joe did back out after all. I was worried there. He's hit the wall as well. That could well be line damage. He's
That is
got some on
damage
his
on the
left-hand side,
end
actually.
plate, left end plate, yeah. No end
Could
plate
have
on
had
that
that
car.
already.
Yeah, I think so. Been saying that with the damage model in this game, you hit the right and you get left damage.
Yeah, that
so
is common.
That's very
That
common,
does
unfortunately. Axe's car is still intact up to 8th on those soft tyres with a pit stop in hand over the guys ahead, playing this remarkably well. So, if you're Expelo, Matty and Graham, how much do you want to fight here? Or are you aware of Axe and his free pits? Do you work as a team?
They probably haven't looked too much into what tyres Axe is on, to be honest, considering, you know, he was eliminated in Q2. He's not a direct rival at this point. But there will, I'd imagine there'd be reactions as soon as he inevitably gets past Joe Atlantis here, kind of into view of these drivers, because
But if
he jumps on a set of mediums again at the same time as these, there is a direct fight.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. We've got Joe skipping across the chicane. Takes it safely,
Goggle.
but he does lose a couple of places there as well. Goggle getting past. Hazard has retired in the pit lane. So we're down to 11 runners, 10 actual runners. So everyone that finishes will score points.
Yes, that is right.
But yeah, I would say, looking at these guys, they're equaling each other's pace. I would take a collaborative approach. They're all in midfield cars. I would look at that and go, you've got half the race to go. Let's just DRS off each other. Let's break the chain. Let's get a gap, and let's see what happens. And we'll decide it in the last stage of the race. That's what my mindset would be. I'm not sure what they're going to be thinking. I'm not sure if they're in a party or whatever, but that's what I would be thinking. And yeah, we'll see. Atlantis on the back of Jake. Jake got no ERS. Not close enough for a move into the chicane. Prioritise the exit. Get them into turn 1.
The Red Bull sister team about to overtake the main Red Bull here. To the outside goes Atlantis. Oh, Jake is still there on the inside. A little bit of contact. And again, just touching his rear there. And through goes Atlantis, though, into 5th place. He can start getting after TRT Deluxe, who is in a slower car than him. So that will give him a little bit of motivation just to get after him, I imagine. But yeah, this top 3, they're almost all out of DRS of each other, basically. Matty just creeping back in within a second. Same with Graham. So the gap is starting to split up a little bit. Graham has just made an error, actually. He is now out of DRS. So Deluxe might be able to join up to Graham in a second.
Next person to overtake Jake might be Axe down this main straight if Jake's got no ERS to defend himself with.
Look at the ERS that Axe has got available.
Plenty. Doesn't seem to be wanting to make a move this time around. Nowhere near close enough, to be honest. Prioritise the exit. Atlantis picks up a penalty through the chicane. Axe is a real threat. I'm going to say now he could win this race. Because it's just, he's got the pace, he's a good driver. And he's also got 17 seconds in hand. If he can clear these guys quickly, he will be a genuine threat to the midfield cars.
Oh, Jake smashes the wall. It looks like it put Axe off a little bit there as well, as he tapped it slightly. But yeah, this should be a lot easier now to get the position from Jake. It's obviously going to be and no offence, the tier 4 drivers that do pick up more penalties, as proven coincidentally as I said it, and make the most contact with the wall. So Canada is a tricky circuit, there's no doubt about it for both of those factors. So it's a bit of a challenging first race for them. But don't worry, Monaco is on the calendar. Here comes Axe and goes up into 6th place with probably one of the more easier moves of his year, let's say.
And Jake,
yeah, Jake does come into the pits for another set of mediums, I assume.
Yeah, I would imagine he's going medium, soft. Unless, is that hard? It is hard, and he's serving a 5-second penalty as well.
Oh, did he start on mediums then?
No, he's only done 10 laps on them.
No, he's starting soft.
So he's going
soft,
to the end now.
Medium, hard.
Yeah, going to the end. Axe is on the back of Atlantis, who's caught massively onto the back of Deluxe. So a 3-way fight now for position 4. And then after that, it's all about minimising the time lost to the top 3. Atlantis' ERS isn't in the best shape, but just a little lower than Deluxe. Axe is looking very strong at this moment in time. He's got even, slightly worn softs, but a lot of ERS to deploy.
Here comes Atlantis then. Deluxe opens up the inside. Atlantis is going to go down the inside at turn 13. And very nicely done from the AlphaTauri driver. Can Axe get the exit? Because Deluxe does not have any DRS. And Axe is going to come at the Alfa Romeo here as he goes around the outside at turn 1. He's got the inside line for turn 2. And a great move there from Axe to move up into 5th place and take perfect advantage of that situation.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect anything less from a tier 1 race winner. Very, very well done there from Axe. Saw the opportunity and made the move. He's now just got Atlantis ahead of him, and then a 3-second gap to the front runners of Graham, who's slightly dropped off actually, 3 seconds now, so kind of doing his own race at the moment. But Matty and Exploit, the titans of this race, in a league of their own so far, in qualifying as well, nothing to separate them, so we'll see what happens. 14 laps remaining.
Indeed. And Axe, not quite close enough to Atlantis at this stage. The leader is in. Expelo has pitted. Oh, Graham, that could be really, really costly. Getting a 5-second penalty.
He'll serve it immediately, though. Or is that for another
That
penalty?
must be for a collision. That must be for the collision.
Well, it's something Google's going to
Nasty.
have to deal with, because he will get 10 seconds added to his time in the pit stop. They won't
Should
be
be
appealable.
eligible to be removed.
Yeah, true. Unless there's another safety car.
Because unless there's another safety car, which it's only if you've served it actually. So he's got 5 and a 3.
True, he's on hards, he might not actually have to stop again. So, we'll see. Someone that will have to stop though is Axe. He's on 9-lap-old soft tyres. They're going to be, I want to say second hand, but he's making his way through the pack. He's on the back of Atlantis. It's a 3-second for Graham. Will Matty
Not
cover
good
off?
for
He
him.
does indeed.
Matty Mumu into the pits then for Renault, as Expelo has not been hit by any traffic on his outlap, so could get a nice gap on the Renault driver as another set of mediums go on, unsurprisingly. Axe still staying out there. Could he go for another set of softs maybe? If he takes that maybe one more lap, could do an identical onto the softs, but Graham with the fastest lap, 1 minute 12.3, could well be beaten by Expelo very soon. Burning Man, time penalty. Jake, that was as well, time penalty. As they all come quickly onto our screens.
And Explo, yeah, he's gained a second on that last lap over Matty, enough to break DRS. And looking very strong with a bit of clean air before he hits Goggle. And Axe up to second, still got DRS to Atlantis, but not able to overtake on track. I imagine Atlantis will be in shortly. Will he go for softs or for mediums?
Oh, he stays out.
Stays out another lap.
Maybe he's gambling on another safety car, but that is unlikely with the 10 remaining people that can do that. But Axe still chasing. He's not quite able to stay as close, just hinting that his tyres are wearing quite quickly. Seems to have small snaps as well.
Expelo's got his first on-track overtake to deal with. That's a lie, actually. He had to overtake Axe, didn't he? So yeah,
Yes, that's right.
Goggle then ahead of him.
Shouldn't make it too difficult for him, considering I think they're in direct communication. So a good slipstream, and Goggle might pull to... Yeah, no.
No Ghost defending there, and Expelo
Oof.
corrects
That
it,
could
saves
have
it
been.
from the barrier, but so easy to get wing damage there.
Matty is gaining rapidly as a result of Gogglesaw parking it now in front of Expelo, and he's going to have a good exit, and he's got the run, DRS, overtake as well, and through he goes. But Matty is kind of back in it a little bit, although he's got an extremely low amount of battery deployment. He is in the DRS range here. Axe is in, and is this for softs?
It is
Yes,
for softs.
It is.
A large push lap
Axe.
now. So where does he
Yes.
emerge then? Behind Burning Man, behind Graham. Ahead of Joe
It's
though.
gonna be, yeah. And he gets to cut that entire chicane as well. It's one of the joys of Canada. It's quite a short pit lane.
We've
And you
got
can
move.
actually...
Graham and Burning Man down the inside. That's a difficult
Ooh.
move to make, but very well executed. And up into P6. And
I
Matty,
don't make any sort of bingo cards, but I wasn't expecting a move at turn 3. Here we go then.
Matty and Goggle. Goggle defends the inside. Oh my, that's so close to the wall there. Matty, there's no DRS here, but there is a detection point, and he's behind at the detection point, so we'll get DRS. Goggle defends the inside line. He's going to go deep. Oh, and they make contact.
Oh! That was strange.
Strange. I think Matty didn't expect Goggle to kind of be there. It felt like Axe being
Oh!
overtaking Burning Man.
It's hit the back of him as well down the straight, and Goggle is still there, but he'll back out. Deluxe is sped into the pit lane as well. So,
And retires.
What is the point? Unless he's genuinely had to go, like, desperately.
Yep.
But, you know, if that's for getting a 5-second speeding penalty, it's very silly, but, you know.
That's... Yep, I have no comment. Axe then. 5.8 seconds off Goggle for the podium. Look at that though, the midfield cars with the middle drivers, 1 down to 4, and then Axe putting in a heck of a drive to be P5 now. Atlantis gets past Burning Man on those fresh softs, up into P6. Burning Man then looking to bring some points home. Tax will finish P10.
Well, 26 of 35. And look at the lead now for Expelo. Nearly 3 seconds. And that will ease the pressure a little bit. Because he's in a much better state of battery still. Gogglesaw still running in third, but Graham is going to be closing. Same with Axe, same with Atlantis. But did a really good job to get onto another set of softs.
And Axe gets a 3-second time penalty. So important to keep it clean. The only two apart from Tax to do that, funnily enough, Explo and Matty. So 8 seconds for Goggle, 8 seconds for Graham, 6 seconds for Axe, 3 for Atlantis, 6 for Burning Man Joe on 8 and Jake on 9. Thoughts on the race so far with 8 laps to go?
Meh.
Yeah.
I only say that because it's been hit by issues. The attendance wasn't so great. I mean, there's still 16 drivers, which is solid. That have turned up, but the DNFs as well that have added to it.
Oh yeah, you look at that. You've got 2 game failures. Graham with a 3 second. 2 game failures. 1 was a optional retirement, and Hazard. What did Hazard do? That was another optional, wasn't it? It was White Boy Lewis, who's actually the only legitimate crash.
Crash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an odd one. I think it could have been better, but we have got Atlantis on the back of Axe, who's pressuring Graham, who in turn is pressuring Goggle. So, you know, we've got a nice fight for the podium here.
Atlantis closing into the back of Axe within about a 10th now. Just lifts off a little bit cautious through the final chicane, which is absolutely fine. I'd do the same thing, but they're all piling onto the back of Goggle now, with Graham in the leading pursuiter, if you like, trying to get past him. Is that a word? I don't know.
Yeah, go for it.
Pursuiter. There we
Pursuer.
go. That's a new one.
Pursuer.
Pursuiter. I don't know.
Yep.
I'll Google it. I've got time. Pursuiter.
Don't Google it right now because Graham's so
here we go.
close.
And Atlantis as well, feisty there in the background.
Feisty
I think it is a word. Oh well. It doesn't matter.
Oh, that's a
Down the
late
inside
move.
goes Graham at the hairpin. And at turn 12 of all corners, he gets a worse exit. And here comes Axe as well, who has the DRS. He has the run on Gogglesaw as well. Could he make this 3 wide in the middle? And that would be quite incredible if he was to get both of them. Can he get Goggle? Goggle hangs it back at the inside. And they all stay single file through that.
Axe has got a phenomenal run though, goes to the outside of turn 1, switches to the inside. Oh, they box Goggle in on the apex. Goggle gets an appealable 3-second. Atlantis gets him as well.
Whoa, 3 drivers there getting past Gogglesaw in the space of what? 4 corners? 5 corners?
Oh, brilliant.
Not something you see so often.
Yeah, I mean, it all started when Graham sent it at the hairpin, which then, of course, all slows everyone down. It's a bit of a bottleneck. And then Axe, with a phenomenal run out of the corner, 3 wide momentarily, and Atlantis profits off all of it, moving up to 5th. I think Goggle, a bit unlucky there, but I'm sure he'll appeal the penalty. And yeah, those hard tyres not giving him the grip he needs.
Axe closing up to the back of Graham. Very, very aggressive today. He's now deploying all of his energy. He's had enough. And, well, not in that context, but here he goes around the outside. Surely not at turn 1. The gap opened up there for a move at turn 2, but the contact just offset both of their cars. Burning Man is ahead of Gogglesaw, and that is because he is pit for potentially a fastest lap attempt late on. That'll be an extra point. Joe is going to come through and get him. Although Goggle will be able to just straight line the first couple of corners. Will be able to beat his teammate there though. Back to the fight for the podium. And Graham has 11 seconds of penalties. 5 is totally appealable due to the earlier incidents. So Axe really needs to get this done on track. But also as well, Atlantis is in the best position here for a podium on penalties, which is why Axe is so desperate to get past Graham. All of the overtake just being dumped into the atmosphere. That doesn't make sense, but here he goes then in the slipstream, surely to the outsides. He'll try to make Graham back out, but it will let him have the worst exit. Again, deploying all of the energy. Again to the outside, which seems to be his favourable option. And again contact. And Atlantis around the outside at turn 2. Oh, it's just too much around the outside. Has a slow exit as a result.
Goggle gets past Axe. Sorry, Goggle gets past Joe. Axe there really trying to pass Graham. Graham making the Ferrari about 5 times as wide as a double-decker bus. It's, yeah, really putting up a great defence there into the chicane. I think though Axe is going to build up some ERS and get him on the back straight. Graham just needs a good exit. But Atlantis, he's a shark in the water and he smells blood.
And again, Graham in a better state of battery, which is not something I think I'd be saying about coming up against Axe. But again, he's got no battery left, but he's still using the slipstream and the DRS as well. Goes to the outside once more. He brakes late. Oh, this contact. Graham in the wall. Loses a piece of his front wing. And that is what can happen if you go side by side through the last chicane. Atlantis takes the podium position on track with 3 laps to go. Oh, no. Never mind. There's a penalty. And the battle is back on again with Axe needing to overtake another car for 3rd.
Well, I said he smelled blood. Didn't really expect there to be an artery cut because it just came pouring out. 2 places for the price of 1. It was yeah. He sliced through them as they collided at the chicane. It's a shame to see Graham pick up damage off that. But like you say, it's a risky thing to go side by side there. Don't think I've ever seen anyone actually make it work. It's a single file corner.
My boy Lewis has left the session after 33 laps in the lobby. But Atlantis, 2 cars in one corner. Get that on your CV. Thinks he's a qualified mechanic, qualified racer. Graham has pit, I assume for a fastest lap attempt, and Burning Man will inherit P5. Graham's got to serve a 5-second penalty. Softs go on, change of front wing. You might as well try. Gogglesaw flies past, so Graham will rejoin the race in P7. 2 laps to go here at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve.
Yeah, Explosion. He's not looked back since he got the undercut and dropped Matty out of DRS. He's pulled a lead of 8 seconds. A very, very good job, and a great job for AlphaTauri. 2 cars currently on the podium. We'll see if Axe has anything to say about that. Yeah, actually, all of those 5 drivers, Atlantis down to Graham, all on 6 seconds. So everything is for position. But saying that Burning Man in 5th is 15 seconds away from the podium.
Axe has 1 more lap to try and get the podium position, and there's damage on that front right as well. So it's going to be a struggle for Axe through this first sector. He's going to have understeer. Certainly through middle speed corners.
Well, it's already a boat with all its wing elements in place. So God knows how it handles with, half a wing missing.
But he's done so well though, Axe. The strategy has been very good. His driving as well in a Williams. You know, he is the quickest driver left in this race. But if he takes a Williams to the podium, like F1 driver did yesterday. Again, he's thrown it away with a penalty there. So Atlantis can breathe a big sigh of relief as long as he doesn't get a couple more warnings or whatever he needs at this point. But for Expilo, he is in front, and through the final corner here at Montreal, he wins the first Sunday realistic race at Canada. Very well done to the AlphaTauri driver, who will be joined by an AlphaTauri driver, his teammate Atlantis J20 on the podium, but in second, splitting them, it's Matty Mumu as he crashes across the line. In 3rd place, it is Atlantis, but a solid job for Axe. He brings it home in 4th place. Burning Man leads Gogglesaw into the final chicane and is going to take P5. So very well done to him. His aim was points. He's got 10 of them. Goggle comes home in P6.
Oh, it's carnage down in turn 1. Look at that.
And Graham as well.
Graham unable to get the fastest lap. Joe looking to get it. It currently resides with Jake at 1:11.1. So, yeah, fastest lap of the race for a Y-boy. Not a bad result, that. Joe is unable to take it off him.
Point Jake. There we go.
So Jake
takes 3 points.
Yeah. Oh my word.
Should we do some quick interviews? I've got a little bit of time.
Absolutely.
So, let's get Expilo in. I don't think Atlantis can do interviews, can he? Because of his Xbox app. So we'll just do our top 2. I think that will do us nicely. So invite Matty. And here's the podium ceremony then. For the very first time in our Sunday Realistic League. We've had 2 races this week. And do not forget, there are 5 more weeks of this. Our schedule, we were going to France next week. Just 1 week before the real life French Grand Prix. Hang on. Who absolutely nobody in the world is excited for. But realistic is cool, so tune in for that. Here are the final race results quickly. Subject to appeals. This is all provisional. Load of nonsense, some aspects of that race. But it's over. 35 laps completed. It doesn't even want to load the results. So let's jump in straight and ask our top two some questions because, yeah, really good drives from Expilo and Matty, respectively. Let's start with our race winner. Congratulations to you, Expilo.
Thank you.
I mean, it got really lonely for you out front.
Yeah.
Describe your race for us.
I mean, considering it's my first F1 League race without traction control on, very successful. I felt like pace that I've missed in just general racing was there because of it, and it just allowed me to be clean, consistent, keep it penalty free. And yeah, it's just bring it home, I guess.
Yeah, Rundle, any questions for a race winner?
Yeah, I suppose so. You undercut Matty, and then you got a gap of something like 2 seconds and broke the RS. From that point, was it just cruise mode, or did you still feel the pressure?
I felt a little bit of pressure because I was on 2 warnings from like, I think lap 12, 13, something like that. Like, fairly before the midway point. So I felt a little bit of pressure to try get 3 seconds, and I was struggling to get that at first, but once I got that, I just fell into consistent cruise mode.
Nice. And then secondly, what was your reaction to losing pole by the slightest of margins? I think it was 0.003.
That was a bit annoying, but it was close, and I like having close qualifyings, even if I lose out in them. So I'm excited for the rest of the races.
Very nice. We'll speak to Matty very quickly. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be in the race, but hard fought anyway, considering you had Graham in that train as well. How would you reflect on that, considering you finished second from pole position?
Yeah, I'll take it any day, but qualifying, I think I was about 3/10 up before the hairpin, and after it I was 300ths down, so that wasn't fun, so I had to absolutely send it over the final chicane. I didn't think that would be enough, but obviously somehow it worked. Then the race, typical me, get a good start, drop down to third. I had to get past Graham as soon as possible. And yeah, then pit stops happened. I was about 2 seconds behind. Came out behind Goggle. Had a bit of an incident. And then from that point it was just survive until the end, I think.
Fair play, congratulations. I will ask you about your car though, both of you. How are you finding how did you find the first race there with the realistic cars? How do they feel?
For me, they kind of phase in. I don't know if this is just it, but they phase in a lot better than equal cars do. They get a lot better towards the end in comparison to the start. They just feel a lot smoother, cleaner, easier to drive.
Yeah, I didn't really notice that much of a difference, to be honest, which I guess is a good thing, but yeah, there were a slight few back-end moments, but other than that, it was quite nice. I like my Renault.
He likes his Renault. Rundle, any questions for a fellow Renault driver?
Yeah, did you enjoy the Renault? Did you find it had the pace when you
yeah.
wanted it
It's
to?
great.
Yeah, it's good.
Apart
It's a
from
good
when
car.
it launched me into a wall, but yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
minor thing. Oh, good.
Yeah.
But you enjoy the format and the racing. You looking forward to the season?
Yeah, of course. We only got 5 races left.
Yeah, true.
Then a new game.
Yeah, can't wait. Next week
I suppose
should
it's
be
like
fun.
our little. I suppose it's like our little countdown, if you like, to the new game. Because every week it's just like, well, we've only got 4 more. Well, we've only got 3 more. So that should be really fun. But anyway, I think I'll conclude it here because time is ticking on. But yeah, it's been a pleasure. Obviously, today just didn't seem quite as popular as yesterday's race. Maybe that will be a common trend. But yeah, yesterday's race was very good, and that highlights, I think, all the potential that this mini season has got. So thanks to those that did watch and are still tuned in. To everyone, I hope you have a great rest of your day. And from myself, Rundle, goodbye.